Hello, hello, hello. How's it going out there, everybody? Uh, let's see. How's the sound levels? I cannot hear myself. Okay, I think that's no that nope. That's still pretty loud. Let's try that. Is that better? Hey, everybody, welcome back to another session of working on my app Underway. We've been working on the map editor on stream. Um, let's just run it and see where we're at. I'm using Catalyst and Swift UI. We did a lot of stuff last week to explore which direction to go in, and that's the one that I don't remember if I decided on stream or not, but after working on it weeknights this week, that seems to be the best thing. So here's the official MTA subway map, and yeah, we're getting some breakpoints whenever we click. So we want to be able to add, this is the editor, so I want to add stops. I had a great week, but I am on the tired side. Yeah, I guess even before we get into the tapping, like that startup is super annoying. I think I want to take care of that first. And with Xcode, we can't have two copies of Xcode open at the same time that are referring to the same local packages. Probably an edge case to Steve Jobs, but really breaks my workflow. So we're going to take a look in here at the, what is it, Command P? Yeah, so what did I do in the actual iPhone app? I'm going to try to copy that. See view did layout subviews, set maximum scales for current bounds, and set an initial. So this does not get a view did load callback because I'm wrapping the view, not the view controller. Wonder if I should wrap the view controller. I guess we can always do that in the future. For now, let's add an on appear. Oh, we don't have access to the map view in here, do we, huh? Oh, that's awkward. Does the coordinator give us anything? Just an associated type, no help at all there. So we have make and update, size that fits, dismantle. Make coordinator creates a custom instance that you use to communicate changes from your view to other parts of your SwiftUI interface. Huh. This might be something we come back to. Okay, so I guess the idea is that we click a new stop, and then I'm going to click where I want the stop to be, and then we're going to like save some stuff. So I have a controller here. So when we click that tap, when we tap to this button, we come through to here, set the state to new. So that's going to be like the next tap is going to be where we create a stop at. So I started working on a storage class. So I guess the controller can just own an instance of storage for now, and we can move it later. Oh, I misspelled insert. What's the ID going to be? Guess we can default it to 1 for now. And then after we do that, we can set the self.state to, I guess, kind of displaying that tap area. So I guess we can add an associated value to this. Which I guess means we have to create a new variable here. Then is this identifiable? It should be. Codable also while we're in here. I guess, one step at a time. We're not going to do anything yet here. But the inspector view, we do want to show something about it. I guess we can switch the controller state in here also. and kind of do this for each of the fields. What was on there? The map location ID and the point. Sure. Let's see what happens. Hey, what's going on, John 2.0? Closure containing control flow statements cannot be used. Oh, that means I have to put something in here? Maybe just an empty group? Oh, we need this to be a string. Hey, how's it going, Aiden? Cool. So if I'm making a new stop and then I click somewhere, that did that did not work. Yeah, I'm trying a new camera angle. Hi, which language do you think would be better for a beginner, Ruby or Swift? Both are really good for beginners. I really love Swift, so that's what I would pick, but they're both really great. I wouldn't think about it too hard. John says it's a good angle. Oh, thank you. What's all the icons? I applied to do some volunteer work at the British Heart Foundation. Oh, cool. What did they need help with? I think I want to like print something every time this changes just to make sure that I see what's happening. Hey, Tukes. When you say Swift, Tukes appears. My taskbar. Oh, this dock down here. Oh, I guess I should move it. There we go. How are you doing? I'm doing pretty good. Trying out a new camera angle. So I click new stop. So we're in the selecting new state. Then we click. We got the state change, but nothing changed here. So does this need to be at published or something? New angle, but cold is smaller for us. Oh, there we go. It's actually bigger than it was in from the previous angle because I had it kind of wider. They want someone to do some basic retail work. Nothing fancy, but it's okay because it looks like I'm doing something. Looks like. The world is a stage. There we go. Now we see that a stop is here. Well, I need something to look like I am doing something before I apply for a proper summer job. Oh, wow. Let's see. So I guess we want to vertical line these all to the left. Where's that? That's the inspector view. Alignment can be dot leading. When something paid comes along, I am leaving it though. Yeah, that makes sense. Retail, so you're like going to be a cashier? Probably. So that flow doesn't feel the best to me yet. So if I click new stop, click on something, I see it here, and then I feel like I should generate an ID for these things. And then like these should be editable. Like I'll be able to click on it and be able to select from a drop down of which stop it is. That feels good. And then I guess when it's revealed, I also want to kind of highlight it in the map view. Hayden says, I feel it's too late to apply for summer internships. I have no idea. I'm so far removed from that. Well, good luck with all that. Yeah, I know I did. What did I do? I worked at McDonald's. I worked at the call center at the school, helping kids move into their dorm and setting up their internet over the phone. And I also worked I wrote HTML when I was like 12 or something for a guy at my church. This was before the .com bubble. Or maybe it was during some of the weird jobs I had before I finished university. Yeah, so maybe I don't save this into storage quite yet. Maybe I kind of set it up as I'm editing this, or like this is still like a new thing. Yeah, so I guess there's like creating new, and then there's like editing new. Maybe, yeah, I guess selecting is like where, like, you're going to point to the map to where the new one is. And then we can be editing one where we haven't like saved it yet anywhere. And we can have like maybe have a save button. I don't know. That feels a little weird, right? Like no one does save buttons anymore. It's just supposed to save as you're doing it. My goal is to get some money so I can actually bankroll a couple of apps and then get some money for student AC. What's student AC? Yeah, so I don't like that direction. But yeah, these should be text fields, I guess. But yeah, having it be on a struct that's immutable, that doesn't quite make sense right now either. Like, should those fields just be like on here? Like, ID is like a string. Like, and all these can be just optional until that gets saved. Oh, that's actually, I kind of like that. It doesn't have to be called editing new. It just could be called editing, I guess. So this will be nil, nil, and then the map point. Switch must be exhaustive. I was hoping it would give me a an autocomplete. Save button. What is this? 90? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's like, so should it be this way and like undo everything I just did? Something like that. And then every time the text fields gets updated, we kind of update this. I guess how do we like successfully edit the ID? Well, maybe we'll figure that out as we kind of go along. Let's see. So where's the inspector? So instead of text, these should be text fields. Okay, so then to do that, we need to have states for these to live in. So I think that means that we want to extract this as its own little view here. Map, tap, area, edit view. Oops, that's a folder. Where's new file? Here it is. Import Swift UI, and then I guess we'll init it with a map tap area. And then all this stuff can go inside here. So these need to have, I guess, states, right? So state of ID text. Oh, I think this doesn't. I think it's. I'm thinking out of order here. Let me just type this out, and we'll get back to initializing this in a moment. Oh, although this isn't a text. It's just kind of the current one. Import that. And then the point. Oh yeah, so this isn't a text field. That's not a text field. This is going to be a button that allows us to edit it. But the ID, I guess the ID is going to be a text field. So when we init this with a map tap area, we can say ID text equals map tap area dot ID. And we got to wrap this inside of a state and give this a label. There we go. Oh, it's initial value, not wrap value. Map tap area that map location ID, and then the point text. Is this, what is this? Well, let's just walk. Let's see what we bump into. Let's see what we bump into with the lights completely off. So this is going to be that. This is going to be I called this point text. Why did I do that? Missing parameter. Oh, did I get this backwards? Oh, the label comes first. Okay. Let's see what that looks like. This is the inspector view. Oh yeah, so while we're editing, we didn't do this before. So this is going to be the map tap area edit panel, and we'll pass in the map tap area. Create a new stop, select something. So we can set this. Oh, it doesn't actually have a label, does it? Oh, when you completely wipe it out, you get a label. Okay, so we want to put that back in. I noticed that it went to like a complete half and half, which I don't think that's what I want. But I want to have this be like a set width or something, or at least have it be proportional. But while we're editing a stop, we still have this new stop button, so we want to hide that. So I guess only when we're in like a none state. For selecting new, we can have some text that says tap on the map where the new stop is, I guess. And this can have a little bit of a title, I guess. Editing a stop. How to make this a title? Oh, here we go. Tap on the stop where the new stop is. Editing the stop. Okay, that's great. Let's get that the width of these things figured out. But first, let's commit that. Editing panel in Swift UI for a new tap area. So that's going to be in here, the map screen. So I just have a full HDAC here. How do I maybe I can say like frame width. Maybe let's see what 500 looks like. That's pretty good. New stop. Tap where the new stop is. Parkchester. Cool. And then I'm going to click on here and select Parkchester from the list of stops in the database. And then I feel like it should be it should be nil because it hasn't been set yet. defaulting it to 1 doesn't feel good. And defaulting this to a string doesn't feel good either. Oh, is that the end of the music? Let's see. What else should we listen to? Oh, I found this song today. Like, should it be more of a like a wizard than just showing these things here? Let's see. What's a good analogy? I guess adding a new contact, right? That kind of has a save button. So I go to contacts. I hit plus. Yeah, I can't click done until first name and last name are in there. But that is like an extra click. If you're editing like all these stops, that could get really annoying. Okay, who wants to be a new contact? So you can go with just a first name and like that's it. Is there an example of creating something new without as kind of a save or done button? Like on Instagram, like if you make a new post, like that's, you still have to click like next and you have to like upload stuff. Same thing with Reddit. I don't know. I think a done button's okay. I guess the idea of reusing this is nice. Like give it a map tap area and then you can start editing it. I guess one thing I've seen in SwiftUI is having kind of 2 wrappers around the editing panel. And that's kind of what you would do on Ruby on Rails is you'd have like the form and it'd be reused between the edit and the new screens. Kind of the same idea. And you can kind of manage what hasn't been created yet. I said yet. See, all I did was add a width, but that's fine. Yeah, so if this gets the so if this is like kind of the idea of the form in Ruby on Rails, so we can have like the two wrappers. Let's see. Just queuing up some music here. So maybe I don't know, maybe the controller could handle this. Hang on. Yeah, if we have just a separate kind of a new one, based around a map point, then yeah, once it has an ID, then we can save it and kind of go forward from there, maybe. Yeah, I think whenever if we're like editing a new one and we click again, we want to like refine where the stop is, I think. We're going to have to try that out. That could get tricky. I guess I'm bouncing between a couple different options, as I often do when coding live or coding on my own. Yeah, I don't like this. I don't like saving this as a state. So I guess like the final thing is a struct, and the thing in progress is like mutable. And so how do we want to expose that to the where's the app? So what's going to happen? I'm going to click on new, click on Castle Hill, and then come here, select Castle Hill from a drop down. I'm going to want to like zoom all the way in. Select a new spot. I guess the idea of like it being creating a new is really messing with me as it being like a discrete state. I guess after every, So what do we have? We have the ID, which can be, I guess, a string. We have this ID. So yeah, I guess if we do it this way, kind of like what I had before. Because that is the state. And then once it's saved, then the ID kind of gets locked in. Let's walk forward from here. Okay, so back over to we should get an error here. And here we're going to have, the panel. And here we're going to put those items in directly. So I think we can just pass these in. Let's come back to that. Missing argument labels. Thank you. Oh. I don't want to convert them to text here, do I? Do I want a separate model to represent kind of an in-progress map type area, like an editable map type area? Or does that break like value types? I mean, these are good. Those are the types that they are. Wait, what's the problem? Oh, these need to be optional. Okay, I see. I guess it has to start with let's see. Not set. String must be unwrapped. Something like that. Okay, so new stop, Westchester. So this, we're editing a stop. And then we want to have a done button at the bottom. Yeah. It's a ridiculous looking button. Don't we have other ways to like make buttons? There's no member. Well, why was it offered to me then? Maybe it's dot, what is it? Bordered button if available. What's this? Let's try it out. There we go. That looks a lot better. And done doesn't do anything yet. That's fine. So what's next? I guess I want to work on this little part here, setting the map location ID. So I think the way we can do that is with the popover. So we can call that a state. Is showing location picker. Start off as false. This will be $, of that. And then we can have the view here. And when we tap the button, we'll just toggle it. So there's probably going to be a whole nother view in there that we'll pull out. But for now, yeah, it's just a little hello. Okay, new empty file. So this is going to be map location picker. What's going to be in here? I guess it's going to be a big ass list. Here's a collection. How do I do a paged list? Well, I'll start with that. So I'm just gonna have to reach out to the database of stations for the map. And I guess for like a really new maps, we might be needing to like create a whole new stop from there too, huh? This is an interesting little project. Oh, it's 5 o'clock. I'm going to take a little bit of a bio break. Be right back. Hey, welcome back, everybody. Where were we? Yeah, the location picker. We're going to have to need to make a database. Wire management. I need some more wire management. Maybe hire a wire manager. Okay. So the way we made the database for the iPhone app was, I think that's in a file called single. We have a lot of them. But this is not the right one. Yeah. Single dot Swift. What if we just made it part of the view and not like global? We could try it out. So then, let's see. Let's just put, I don't know, text here for now so it'll compile. And you can say dot on appear. Master data client dot all locations. There's not that many. We can just save them. Something like that. And then this list will be locations. And we'll just start with the name, I guess. And see, map location conforms to identifiable. It doesn't? Okay, well let's add identifiable and build it. Are you a robot? I'm not building a game. Ozone Park. Oh, we didn't set it to use this view yet. Okay, let's go back a little bit. Because we can just set it to the empty list for now. Oh, we have to add this file to the sources. That's a great idea. Where did VS Code go? and then the Xcode gen for the database, and then the Xcode gen for this app. Let's see. Apps map editor. Oh, I see. That's just the library to use it. This will be 2 dots. Okay, let's try it again. Unexpectedly found nil yet again. Oh, because I only edited the file. I didn't actually rebuild the Xcode file. Okay. Have it already open here. What? Looks like a backslash. Was accessed before it was set. Okay, let's drop this into the Google. Is there something obvious I'm missing? I'm not using a simulator. Been trying to track it down for literally months, but he hasn't found anything. To issue when dismissing a dot sheet. When a sheet is presented, the sheet cannot be dismissed. The window does then update when I navigate away from the app and back to it. What the? Okay, so they don't know what this is either. I don't see anything at all in here. It looks like a backslash. It's not even anything. Let's see. I guess let's make like a thing of strings and see what it looks like with without using a database. Locations. And I think we say like ID is self or something like that. Oh, I see an A there. Do I need to give it like a frame or something? Min width. in height 500. There we go. Okay, so if we keep that, and then go back to what we had before. There we go. Now we get all the stops. Probably want a little search field on there too to filter it down. So how do we put a search field in there? I guess this means it has to be a vstat. And then we can put, if we have a search, we have a UI search bar. Then we have to do like an on change and all that jazz. On change of search, I guess we can have like a filtered locations or something. Contains so if search is empty, just return true. Something like that. Well, I guess we don't need the on change of then. That looks terrible. Let's see. Hey, it works. Let's see. Oh, we don't see ozone though. Oh, it has to be capital O. Oh, that's not going to do. We got to make this case insensitive. And then put some padding on this thing. Cool, everything with a 20 in it. Let's see, let's find all the squares. Sheridan Square, Times Square, West Farm Square, Journal Square. Fantastic. Okay. I think we can commit that. Location filter pop-up. Slowly but surely, we're making progress, step by step. Ooh, I think it's time to play step by step. So I'm not exactly sure what I want to do with these IDs. What do they like? What do they look like now? Let's see, where's table plus? Not tappables. So I guess I use the empty map location ID and I append it with some stuff based on the map name. I don't think this is all of them. Yeah. A place I have to go. Well, no one told me. Where's all the path map stuff? Oh, there it is at the bottom. Fascinating, fascinating. Find a way to find a way. Well, I guess we could have a cancel button too. That'll be easy. What are the other roles though? Oh, we have a cancel. Perfect. So here we can grab the controller out of the environment. You've got to hold on to what you've got. Cancel editing. Cannot call value of non-function type. And I know you're blue. Does that help? Hack ML, first time chat. How's it going? Yeah, that did help the build error there. It's all good. Finally caught you streaming. Oh, cool. Where do you know me from? Or where do I know you from? Self.state, we can set this back to none. Oh, right on. Yeah, your last video did really well. Congrats on that, dude. I'm working on a map editor because the MTA publishes new maps quite often. So I have a map editor already. It's a little bit clunky. So I'm revising it because there's more and more maps that I'm going to want to add to my app, and investing in a little bit of internal infrastructure is the choice that I'm making right now. So I have it, we can tap, and then we'll say we're going to tap here, and then we can search for Kew Gardens, and nothing happens yet, but we're getting there. David says, thanks. It's still going strong, over 10K views and over 150 subs so far. Wow. That's amazing. I just hit 360 subs total. So I'm full circle. As of yesterday. So I'm pretty excited about that. So I guess the next step would be, once we tap on something, to do something with it. But I guess we can commit first. What did we do here? Oh, we added the cancel button. To yeah, the next meetup is next weekend, I think. Hack says, nice, the map editor is cool. I don't have much experience with iOS dev, but I used to work on Waze's map editor. ****. Oh yeah, links get there's so many bots out there on Twitch. Links get, what are they called? Auto-modded. So if you can be a little bit creative with the URL, or maybe it's not important. Either way, waze.com/editor. Oh. Ready to update the map. Become a map editor by logging in. Right on. Scan your phone with your Waze account. Sign in with Google. Very cool. There's a mattress firm inside of this circle here. Queens Boulevard, 55th Avenue. Are we in Queens here? I'm getting distracted by, I love maps. If that wasn't obvious already by my hobby choices. It doesn't zoom in on my mouse. It zooms in somewhere else. But here's LaGuardia Airport. All of Waze's maps are community generated. That's one of the main reasons why Google bought Waze. Oh, I did not know that. I do not drive a car. That's why I moved to New York, because I was tired of cars. I didn't get a chance to look at your latest video. What was it about? So I guess we're going to make each of these tappable. So let's give them buttons. And then what do we want to do with it once we get it? I guess we want to send it back upstairs somewhere. Somehow. Oh, I guess we could pass in a binding. A binding to this guy. So here we go. I'm actually surprised it does so well. It's about various gadgets I use on business trips. I actually shot a bit of B-roll one of the previous NYC creator meetups. Oh, right on. I can see how that would be a surprisingly successful video because you do have a lot of neat gadgets. Um, so I can totally imagine that doing well. Congrats again. We'll receive a binding here of the the MTA map location ID. I need to rename this type at some point. It's like one of the first types I made, and doesn't apply to MTA maps anymore. Just MTA maps anymore. So when we select one, we'll set it to the location.id, and then we want to dismiss ourselves. And the way we do that is, I think it's in the environment. Yeah, var dismiss. Then we want to call dismiss. Okay, let's try that out. Hack says, thank you. Do you have any plan to expand your app to other public transit systems or other city subways? Yes and yes. And kind of that's very far down the road as it stands now. There's still a lot I want to do for the subway, but obviously, if you look at the edges of this map, you see Metro North, you see Long Island Railroad, and you don't really see New Jersey. Oh, you do see New Jersey Transit on this map. Those are all things I would love to add, and including the bus. I already have Path. I commissioned someone to build a map for me. He makes maps as kind of his hobby, and he posts on Instagram is how I found him. So that looked really good. I don't have a way to show it in this app at the moment in this current in progress state, but I'm really happy with how it turned out. So search for Myrtle. Cool, and that set it to 410. That's great. That worked. And then clicking done should probably do something. We're making moves. Other city subways, yeah, I get that question from some very fun places. I think the funnest place so far has been Rome in Italy. And I think it's just so far down the line from where I am now that it's almost not worth talking about. And two, I live in New York City. I know the New York City transit very well. I do not know Rome's subway systems very well, although I have been to Rome and took public transit. Same thing with Chicago and like LA. Like maybe once I have a team and I can like hire people out there or something. I mean, it's on my radar, but there's so much to do just for New York. I'm still doing this solo, so one day. Boston, Washington, Chicago. Yeah, I do have an Android version. It's not as full featured as the iPhone version, but I have about half the number of users on Android as I do on iPhone. So that's another place where I'd like to hire for, and another place I'd like to invest more into. As a solo entrepreneur, ruthless prioritization is the name of the game. And I think after I get, well, yeah, I think after I get this editor done and get some new maps in, I want to do some more Android is kind of what I see from here, but obviously subject to change and all that. The Android does have all the main features like the service alerts, um, the share a train feature, you know, getting to share a train, looking at all arrivals, stuff like that, and the locate me, and obviously tapping on the map. It doesn't have a remove ad subscription yet, which I know chafes some people, and I know I'm getting there as fast as I can. So low dev, it's better to focus. Yeah, and I didn't realize I had half the number of Android folks as iPhone folks. I thought it was much lower. It's like, wow, I really do need to, you know, I don't want to neglect those people. I don't want them to feel neglected. But I know they have all the main features. Yeah, when I showed it off at the first creator meetup I went to, Jacob was using it on Android and he was so excited about it. So I know that it's still useful, still very useful, and not just useful, able to excite folks. The Android version. So I don't feel too embarrassed about it. No, I'm not embarrassed. This is the path that I'm on. You just got another Android user, actually, too. Oh, right on. Let me know if you find any bugs, please. Oh yeah, and this also has the offline data. Like whenever, because you're riding the subway, right? So you don't always have cell service, right? So we have a little banner at the bottom that shows when the latest data was received from my server. So it'll be like the arrival times based on data that's, say, 3 minutes ago, if that's the last time you got data, and you'll be able to see that without guessing. Like it says the train's coming in 2 minutes, but is that from 2 minutes ago or is that from right now? So yeah, all the good stuff is still on Android. When you say actually two, do you have two phones? Me and my wife. Okay, right on. Both on the Pixels. And you got me with the share a train feature. Yeah, that's a really nice one. I guess I think Uber and Lyft have features like that for your car. It's the same kind of idea. Like, hey, I'm stuck underground, but I have no way to tell anyone at work that I'm alive, just trapped. But if you had shared your train with whoever, I don't know. That's a very contrived example. I don't know. Maybe not that contrived. It's happened. Well, I've never shared a train and then got actually stuck underground for hours and hours. That scenario hasn't happened to me yet. But my brother was saying how he shared the A train he was on to a bunch of his friends, and they all got on the same train at different subway stops to go out to the Rockaway Beach and party on the beach. So I think that's a pretty good use case for share a train. There's a much simpler example. We're both going somewhere from different places, so I want to coordinate being on the same train. Exactly. And I feel like now that I'm thinking about it out loud that I want to add like which car I'm on. Yeah, that's like your brother's example. Yeah. Am I like in front of the conductor? Am I behind the conductor? The share feature doesn't have that yet, and maybe it should. Was just writing this. Yeah. Send back the selected map location to the editing panel. How often do you commit your code? I am a frequent committer when I'm working on something very new. In Moscow says hack The subway app shows you which car to jump on and to be on one that isn't as packed or to meet somebody. Oh, right on. Yeah, I think there's MTA data about how packed subways are, and I haven't integrated that into my app yet. That's one thing I want to do. I do want to ride public transport in these other countries, particularly in like Eastern Asia. I guess I've been on the London, France, Rome, Belgium. We didn't take public transport. I don't know. Maybe we took a bus at some point, but it wasn't memorable, I guess. The Paris subway was memorable. It was much dirtier than I was expecting. Actually, Paris was a lot dirtier than I was expecting. But now we're getting way off track. Thread. Yeah, I know about this. I need to fix that at some point. And then setting an ID. I guess once we select a map location, we can fill in a suggested ID. But if I have like multiple spots for, because I guess like one feature that folks have been asking for when they're confused is like they'll click on the word Halsey Street and expect to see the pop-up for Halsey Street, but you're supposed to click the circle. So I'm like, well, now that I have an editor, like setting tap areas around different places will make that possible. Oh, and also I'm excited to deal with this situation here. Currently, these two stops overlap their tap areas. So I want to make half circles here instead of circles. Tried to send you a screenshot, but I cannot send a screenshot here nor on Discord. Well, I guess we could friend it up on Discord. Oh, pending. Nice. Let's see. This looks safe enough to share on screen. Markovskaya. Belaruskaya. Savalovskaya. I don't really know how to pronounce the little B. It's like a stop, right? Marenya. Rosha. From ID to ID, scheme ID. This looks like a web app. I think it is. Redex Metro. No. Yedex. Moskva. Schema Metro. Oh, but that must mean like map, something by scheme. Oh, here's the stuff on the left you were talking about. Zamoskavretskaria Leneria. index is like the Russian Google. That's much easier to sight read than this. Right on. Well, it used to be Russian. Now their headquarters is in the Netherlands. How did that happen? I'm going to drop that in my Discord for anyone who's watching. The ads on Twitch are brutal. Oh man, that sucks. They have search, email, analytics, maps, metro maps, self-driving cars, AI models. They're pretty cool. Oh, they are like Google then. That's a lot. Well, they've been working a lot with the West. They have offices in the Bay Area, Tel Aviv, Amsterdam. And when the war in Ukraine escalated, they moved their headquarters from Russia. Oh. That is interesting. Yeah, I think once we get this ID set, we want to auto suggest an ID here, and then done will save. I guess we want to make sure everything's filled in before we click done. So I guess we could do that next. Do we have a enabled modifier? Has no member enabled. You have to put it first. If button has the member enabled, then how do we, is it like disabled? It's disabled. Or do we want to compute it? Well, let's start this way and then we can change it from there. Start it off as true, I guess. So I need to swap this order again. Okay, there we go. Then let's see that. Cool, it's disabled. And then how do we want to compute if we are, I guess if everything is filled in, do we have to put an on change on everything? Or can I pass in a function here? Can't pass in a function, it's just a Boolean. Oh, this is silly. The higher views in a view hierarchy can override the value you set on this view. In the following example, the button isn't interactive because the outer disabled overrides the inner one. The ini. So I guess every time something changes, we can recompute this value. Which sounds like a function. Which is, I guess, just if things are not nil, right? So if ID text is empty, or if the location ID is nil, Hack says they are really like Google. They also have shopping, taxi services. Oh my goodness. They used to control around 65% of the search volume in Eastern Europe. Not sure how it looks like now. They're also the largest cloud computing provider in Russia. The ride-hailing services has over 50 million users a month. Man, things get so big. Oh, I only have 2 fields right now. But that's beyond the point, says Hack. The interesting thing is to learn from how they implemented their subway mapping system. Oh, they have it for San Francisco. They do not have New York. And then select, say, this one. Because they have SF offices. Yeah, that makes sense. I was just, greedy for inspiration. Since it's a separate app, I always thought that they did a better job than Google Maps. Yeah, I don't like Google Maps that much, although for directions it's grudgingly the best I have. Let's go from the Oh, this is English letters, not Cyrillic letters. Let's go from the biblioteca to here. Right on. So I guess this is like only for navigation. How do clear route. So I select, it sticks an A on. I select, the sticks a B on, and colors everything else out. I like these little triangle stops here. A web app is a lot more limited than their mobile app. Move It is another good source of inspiration. Oh yeah, I found out about them a long time ago. Yeah, I guess my app doesn't have navigation in it yet, but it is something that I have a I don't know what the right word is. I have an alpha version working, but it's not released yet. One of the issues is the train IDs that the MTA publishes. They sometimes publish duplicate IDs. So I need to work on a workaround for that. Oh, look at this one. This one's the, what's that called? There's this called some shape. The star in the circle. They actually have outer ring lines. That's such a good idea for, I wish we had this in New York. Lines that go in a circle. That's so important for connectivity in a city. Balashikya. Pentagram. Yeah, that's what I was thinking of. Moscow has this brown line which goes basically around the whole city that you've just seen. It's a great way to connect. Yeah. Yeah. I think in London they have sort of circle subways like this too. But we don't in New York, and I wish we did. I think the what's it called? The Queens Link. This is a proposed train line that they're going to build because their track is already there. It's just kind of old. They just need to like do it. Some other people want to make it into a park like the High Line, and other people, such as myself, want to just see it rebuilt as trains. Legend has it when they were building the subway, the president at the time, I think it was Khrushchev, put a cup of coffee on the map and it left a mark. And he said, that's the solution to connect the whole city. Oh, that's a funny story. He's right, though. That is what you're supposed to do. Let's see. So I can just stick this on the whole stack. Oh, I don't have this in a stack. I guess it should be. V stack of all that. Hack says it was Stalin. The legend goes when reviewing plans for Moscow Metro, Stalin places coffee cup on the map, leaving a ring-shaped stain. The planner, supposedly afraid to question it, interpreted it as an order and built the circular Kolstavia line. Afraid to question it. Yeah, every a lot of different urban planners that I follow on TikTok, etc., always talk about circular lines are a good idea. Like we do it for roads. I know Washington D.C. has like that ring road around it. I don't think the Washington D.C. Metro goes in a circle though. Something like that. And I guess we can ignore these values. What to use for your backend? I use Kubernetes. I used to have a whole bunch of, what do they call them? Homegrown scripts. And then I discovered Kubernetes and it was like, it's been very good to me. I have ex-coworkers who work at Google now, and all of their clusters are obviously Google scale. And I tell them about my little two node cluster and how it's so cool, because they're always complaining about, I mean, things going wrong at that scale, which of course happens. Kate doesn't handle the actual backend. Oh, you're asking. I guess there's a web framework called Vapor that I use. It's for Swift. I think it's vapor.codes. So I have a whole bunch of stuff written in Swift, sometimes using, I guess, Vapor for the user-facing stuff, cron jobs for a bunch of the other stuff, but it's all Swift. Yeah, I really like Swift. I feel like it really suits me for how I want to express my thoughts in code more than any other language. Just so happens that it's Apple's, which I guess is convenient for me as an iOS dev, mobile dev. I guess it's inconvenient in the fact that a lot of other ecosystems for backend are a lot more well developed, like Python or Ruby or anything really has a more developed ecosystem than Swift on the server. But on the other hand, it gives me opportunities to get free pull requests merged in. There's a lot of low-hanging fruit. Okay, let's see if this works. So if I select this, okay, that didn't work. Maybe I have to do it put a knot here. What's your favorite backend these days? There we go. Oh. No, that's not right. That's not right at all. Oh, this should be and. So if the text is empty, it should be disabled. Or if this is nil, it should be disabled. No, it is supposed to be an or. So I select the one. Okay, done is still disabled, and then I put something in here. There we go. That's what I had, I thought, but I guess I didn't. At work, my team uses a lot of Node and PHP, but I personally mostly code Node, Python, Go. Yeah, I do a lot of TypeScript at work too. Part of me is tempted, but I have like just almost 9 years of code in Swift now. Actually, almost 10 years, because it was almost 9 years ago when I launched it. So I was working on it for a whole year before that. Wow. 10 years, almost 10 years from starting this project. I should probably celebrate that in some way. I don't even have the original repo anymore, I don't think. Disable done button for edit panel. "10 years, wow, you should definitely celebrate." I need some better ideas for celebrating. I guess when you look at people celebrating like New Year's or a wedding, they drink a lot of alcohol. recently I've discovered I'm a lot happier when I don't drink alcohol at all. So if I celebrate, I can like break that rule. I don't know. I just anyway, I've been smoking cigars to celebrate. Maybe we'll do a giveaway of promo codes or something to celebrate. So I guess the next step would be, oh, how did everything get, we need to left align that stuff. When we started my company, we used to have a whiskey bottle in the office that we would write each milestone on the label and toast it. Oh, that's cool. That's really fun. First 100K in revenue. I haven't added things up yet. I only keep track of what my MRR is. Okay, there we go. I think having different kinds, like I want to have like maybe like a paint tool to select this thing, and then like a half circle tool to select this thing. Oh, I guess it could just be like 3 different buttons for which thing to add. So you can always just remove it, right? Well, toast 1K, 2K. Yeah, I'm floating around 1K right now. I don't know if I've actually hit it or not. I mean, it fluctuates around there. So I just usually just round up when I talk about it. I'm at 1K MRR. And is it visible? Yeah, I have my goal right there, 50K. Do you know your CAC, LTV, churn? I have a 90% retention rate for the subscription, which I'm really proud of. Lifetime value. People stick around really. People like when people like the app, they really love it. So that's very meaningful to me. I don't know the CAC. I mean, I post to TikTok and I talk to people, and I print out stickers sometimes. I did an ad in the subway, which I guess I mentioned, and it didn't really affect the number of new users I was getting. So I don't know if it was a bad ad or it actually was bringing in people, but other things were not doing so well at the time, like my TikToks or something. So hard to tell. Yeah. It was a screen ad at the J Street Metro Tech stop. Kind of a bad location. It's like hidden behind a trash can, but it was the cheapest one available. Performance marketing is a lot more efficient. I mean, I guess I was thinking that like when people are on the subway is when they're thinking about how annoying the subway is and when they're kind of on the market for a subway app. Especially, I don't know if you saw that Denzel Washington clip where he's telling people to like, he gives like 4 pieces of advice. He's like, read, learn to act on stage, um, turn it off, and don't rely on social media. So I enjoy social media obviously a lot, and making sure I'm not relying only on it is kind of my way of trying to follow his advice. Brand awareness tool and user acquisition. Yeah, I guess I was thinking with 90% retention rate, I just need more awareness. I just need more. Oh, I guess, yeah, awareness versus acquisition. I just really, really, really don't want to do Instagram ads. But I might need to at some point to actually get this train moving. Because I guess the other thing with Instagram ads, not just that you're paying Mark Zuckerberg money, is that like you're going to get people that don't necessarily like love your app. I feel like that's one of the ways that my ratings are so high on the app stores, is that the people I talk to about it are already kind of highly qualified to probably like my app, or at least be nice about it. If they don't, they're not going to leave a 1-star review like this app sucks, which has happened, but it's a lot more rare. Don't do Instagram, do Google Play App Store ads when people are searching for the MTA app. Yeah, Google used to post post ads on the App Store for their Pigeon app. If you search for Underway, you'd get an ad for Pigeon. But Pigeon is now in the Google graveyard, and Underway is not. Pigeon Transit killed over 4 years ago. They are dead. They are dead. But I am not dead. Yeah, I haven't looked into App Store ads. Guess that's something to add to the pile. Oh, thanks. I just got the links. You have to like bid or something. I don't really have deep pockets. Iron Source. What is an iron source? Mobile app advertising networks integration for games. Oh, advertise my app in a game? From Unity. You can do different targeting. It's both a revenue source and an ad opportunity. This looks useful. I'm not sure where to put it in my brain, so I'm afraid it might just go out the other ear. Yeah, I'm currently using Google Ads for ads right now. Unity bought them a few years ago, but they are one of the largest mobile ad app. I guess it'd be nice to have something different than Google for ads. It'd be cool, I think, to like talk to restaurants or stuff like near subway stops and say, "Do you want to advertise in my app?" I don't have kabillions of users yet, though, because I could just charge them $5 for it, like something really tiny, just to kind of prove it out. But usually pay the least. Yeah. Oh, you're saying Iron Source will probably pay higher than Google Ads. That's a good point. That's a very good point. Yeah, I was trying to shop around and nothing would seem to really give better return than Google at the time. I had not heard of this, for example. So thank you. Let's see. I guess we should implement that done button. Hack says, I actually met a few other large networks when I was at Affiliate Summit in Vegas. Oh, that'd be awesome. So I guess to the map controller, we can send the data that we have, and the controller can be responsible for dealing with it from there. Let's see. So we'll have the ID is a string, the MTA map location ID, and we'll have the point. So what we can do here is storage dot insert new ID. And then now that's in storage, when we just tap on the map and we're not in any state, we can say, tap on basically tap on a stop and have it do something. So we can ask the storage for something that might intersect that point. Here it is. which I guess could be nil. So I guess we need to add that intersects method. So I guess we need, I guess the radius of these circles. Which I think is 50. So how do we do point intersection? It's been a minute. Let's see, what did I do in the old version? Me, my team now run ads for hundreds of thousands of dollars a month. That's why I always explore new user acquisition channels. You could think it through on the next meetup if you want. Oh yeah, that'd be great. I actually didn't know you are running a company. What's your website? Oh, it's 10. Circle radius is 10. We're the largest scholarship marketplace in the US. Oh, that sounds familiar. Sorry about the auto mod for the links. Win more scholarships with AI. Oh, it needs my birthday. Let's see, what year do I want to be born in? Let's see, maybe the year when Thriller came out. Oh, now wants more stuff. Sneaky, sneaky. Oh, we can look at the about maybe. List your scholarship. Oh, you've gotten some press coverage. My press coverage is a lot smaller than this. Congrats, dude. You need to create an account to use it. I mean, that makes sense. I guess I'm not actually looking for a scholarship right now. I'm just curious. Cannot convert int to type double. Okay, let's make it a double then. Build the failed. Oh, because I misspelled it. I feel like they should return a map point at this point. And we can edit the coordinator to do that. Cannot use value of non-function type binding. Do I have to say $? Doesn't make sense because over here I didn't have to. Oh, it's not the right name of the function. We basically use ML and big data to automate the scholarship application process and help students win more scholarships. Oh, that makes so much sense. And on the other side, we help brands create scholarships as a way to reach Gen Z. That also makes a ton of sense. That's the reason I moved to New York City. When we started working with the Navy, Samsung, and a lot of other large brands, I had to be closer to our clients. Well, there you go. I guess a lot of your content is around little AI projects that you've made, at least the content that I've seen. So that makes sense. Oh, when I hit done, we are not dismissing ourselves. Where's the controller? Here it is. Self.state is none. Yeah, I guess one of the other motivations for making an editor that's a little bit more robust, not just for my own sanity, but I feel like that's one thing I can start to hire interns or something for to help me out with. The MTA publishes new maps about once a month, but then for the weekend maps, they publish those every Thursday, and that's just too much for me to handle on my own, but it'll probably be me to get started. I've been CTO and R&D manager for many years, but since I became CEO of the company, I don't get to code anymore. Since if I code something, I don't have the time to maintain it. So coding is either challenging, things that the team doesn't know how to tackle, MVPs, or things I do purely for fun. That sounds great. One day I'll be there. I'll be like, maybe today we'll make the app for Chicago and I'll whip something up. Okay, we seem to not be intersecting. Yeah, coding's great. Except when it's not except when you're banging your head and you have to find a way to find a way. That part can really be challenging, but I think that's what makes the victory all that much sweeter, is for how close to death you were. CEO is all the headaches and responsibility with not much of the credit. When it finally works, it's so much more exciting. Yeah. Yeah. Currently, I don't have any technical blockades. It's mostly just prioritization, managing my emotional energy, coding after work and on weekends and stuff. Oh, I'm just saying what's intersecting and then not doing anything with it. Okay. Well, that will do it. Self dot state. Oh, I guess I need to if let. And then editing doesn't do anything quite yet. Oh, from editing. Yeah, so here we don't need to do anything quite yet. However, in the inspector, yeah, here we go. That's what YouTube is for. I'm procrastinating working on my videos now by talking to you. This is really fun, coding and talking to people and having fancy lights and your goals right behind you on an iPad. That's my goal. That's when I can quit my job and focus on this. Extra argument? Oh, it's supposed to be text. I've survived a lot of layoffs, but I really want to be ready. So I don't actually have to hit 50K to survive a layoff, but okay, now if I click on Parkchester, hey, it works. Oh, that's fantastic. Right, but it's a very far goal. It helps to break it down to smaller goals and focusing on achieving them one by one. Yeah, I've heard that too. I guess my smaller goal is to get to 100 downloads a day. Yeah. Okay, so that's so much better and more achievable goal. Yeah, I'm at between like 30 and 60 downloads a day. So I was in the middle of making another TikTok to promote the app, but then it was time to stream. What is measured grows. Yeah. Yeah. I don't like that it's true, but I know that it's true. Tap on stop to edit it. So then another nice thing to do would be to have the highlight everything feature. Oh, I am in the inspector view. Highlight all stops. Okay, so FAT 30 to 60, where does the majority of your users come from? I have no idea. I don't know if they saw the ad or if it's by word of mouth or if they're searching. And I'm not sure how to find out either. Like, just because they saw the ad doesn't mean they scan the QR code. So I'm not even sure where to look for that information. Let's see, maybe App Store Connect has some of it. Yeah, it does. It's pretty shitty, but it's there. Maybe it's under trends. No, that's going to be how my sales, not where they came from. App analytics, maybe. Total downloads by source. App Store search is 83%. I mean, because that could be like word of mouth. Search for underway and then what did they search? If I click on this, what's it going to show? I don't think Steve Jobs wants to tell me. Because it's not App Store browse, it's just App Store search. Huh, 83%. That's a lot. I guess that means they're searching for a Subway app, but I'm not that high on like searching for a Subway app, I don't think. Source type, App Store search. I don't see how to see what they searched for. Yeah, I have Mixpanel set up. Are they going to tell me? They're not going to tell me what was searched for on the App Store, though, are they? There's no way to know that unless Apple tells me, and I don't see them telling me. They're just saying they searched. What's an app referrer? Oh, that must be coming from TikTok. Yeah, these must be like TikToks, and then they click on my profile and click on the app. Mixpanel tells you what you report to it. That's pretty weak out of the box. Yeah, I send it some events, but I'm not doing anything too fancy with it. Like I don't know what to send to it other than first app open and like some errors. I think some of my features have mixed panel events on them, so I can see who's using what, like what's popular, like what features people are using. But I'm not sure actually. That's a good use for mixed panel. Maybe integrate Google Analytics for Firebase. Gives you a lot of info out of the box. Yeah, I'm using Sentry for errors. That's been nice. I'm using Firebase on the Android version. So how am I doing highlight all in the old version? I really appreciate these suggestions. I'm just not sure what to do with them. I think at the very least it's building my awareness of an area that I need to work into. And I might not get the right thing to do in the first time I'm aware of something, but the increased awareness I know is helpful in the long run. And in the medium run too. Highlight views. Before spending money on advertising the app, make sure you can understand how your users find you. So you could double down on what works. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, especially with like an Instagram ad, you want to know if it's working or not. Oh, I have it built in. Okay. But I have to build these all kind of manually. Oh, thanks. Yeah, I signed up for coaching at the end of December, and it's been really helpful having someone to I talk to them every week about what I'm working on, and that's been so helpful just to have someone to talk it through with. I think I can get there from here. Yeah, that definitely helps. I have a coach as well that I work with every week. Oh, right on. How did you find them? I found mine on an Instagram ad, which uh, I don't like because I don't like Instagram ads. But but other than that, looks like I can delete this now. And this I don't need anymore either. We both used to work at Google, and she was an executive coach there and came recommended. Oh, so she's like freelance, or like that's what she does. That's great. That's the one that I use. I guess it's like a service. Yeah, that's amazing. How does it feel? It must feel luxurious. That's great. Let's see. How is the controller going to communicate to highlight everything? Am I going to have a state with the tap areas in it to highlight? That could make sense. And then that'll cause a build area elsewhere. Switch must be exhaustive. Inspector view. I guess we can just say highlighting all for now. There used to be a service called Pluto that was a mentoring service for engineers, which was fun. I used to coach an engineering managers, team leads there for a few years, but I stopped a while ago, and it looks like they pivoted now. Oh, right on. I never quite gotten a chance to mentor anyone. I guess that's also a goal of mine. I was not very good at the internal politics game. What's your day job? I'm happy to tell you in person. It's software development. Doing CDK stuff for, I guess, infrastructure for a company, their Amazon infrastructure. Amazon does not have a New York data center though, so I'm not using Amazon for this app. Microseconds difference probably. I never measured it, but it's another person I didn't want to give money to. Yeah, I don't know anyone who's happy with Amazon Kubernetes. It used to be terrible, now it's just bad. GCP is amazing with Kates. I'm on a DigitalOcean with their Kubernetes. It's been working pretty good for me, though every once in a while they add a load balancer to my cluster. And so I look at my bill and it's like higher than it should be. It's like, oh, they added a load balancer. Gotta have an eagle eye on the billing statements. What kind of camera do you have for filming your content? I've been shopping around a little bit. Your app uses HTTP requests? Yes. So why not use a serverless solution like Cloud Run? I started on Heroku a long time ago. I mean, I guess like Kubernetes is kind of serverless for me. I can put as many services as I need on a handful of nodes and not have to pay per service. I guess that's what I really like about Kubernetes. I don't have to squeeze everything into one service or two for billing purposes. And it was still cheap enough that when did I break even with ads? MRR with the monthly spend pretty soon. Well, I guess I started on Heroku on like back when they had a $5 tier. I don't quite remember the history there, but it's very low costs. Kate's feels a bit overkill for this. It's not really serverless since you still need to pay for the underlying nodes and you pay extra for the management. I mean, yeah. I mean, I could rewrite everything. It's just not. I don't think I can prioritize rewriting all that right now. On my personal projects, I'm obsessed about keeping the cost as close to zero as possible. I know, right? There still are some zero cost services that I am able to use. I think fly.io still has a free tier. Okay, so we got the state change. Oh, so I guess the highlighting thing needs a cancel button at least. Inspector. Oh, I have an inspector view. You don't need to rewrite it. Just package it in a Docker container. Yeah, everything's in Docker containers already. I run it on Cloud Run. It ends up being super cheap. What's your storage? I don't have any storage. It's all stateless. In my Kubernetes cluster, I have a few Redis instances that run as part, like for free, because I've just paid for my 2 nodes. So everything's stateless basically. At some point, I'll need a DB, but that has not yet arrived yet. But let's look at Cloud Run. Cloud Run from Google Cloud. I guess one of my friend's apps was on GCP, and he spent a lot of money on there. Signups. How it works. Services and jobs. So that's very Heroku, I guess. So what does the map editor edit? You're saving it somewhere. Oh, I thought you meant on the server. Yeah, I ship a SQLite database with the app, which I guess is what the old map editor edits. And this new one, I'm not exactly sure what I'm going to do with the storage yet. Yeah, everything in the app. Yeah, because you're underground, so you want as few network requests as possible. And when you do make a network request, you want to get as much as possible, zipped as small as possible, to last you until you can get another request. Although I guess with web apps, you can kind of save the state, kind of. I get that. We can keep it as an SQL on the server and cache it all. It could, I guess. I mean, I guess if someone like taps on the map, I want that to be as kind of as fast as possible. I think that really needs to be a local request, if you will, like just a database query. Oh, wow. Thank you so much. I haven't even done any of your suggestions yet. Thank you so much, dude. I really appreciate it. Twitch ads are really brutal. So you can set the state back to none there, and then so what's in this context? Oh, I have the controller here. Do I need to swap the state here? I don't usually use Twitch, so this is like my second time of watching somebody stream. Yeah, when was the last time I watched a stream? I guess I saw someone walking around the subway on TikTok. I guess that was a TikTok live. And then I guess one of my favorite comedians, he does like a premiere every Tuesday night of a video he put together of his stand-up sets. It's so calm in here, and then suddenly it yells, buy a Hyundai. I'm so glad you find it calm in here. So let's see if this ever prints out. Oh, we need break. Okay, fine. Oh, we got it. Okay. My YouTube channel just got to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 subs. Looks like a lucky number. Maybe I should celebrate that. Nice. With 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cigarettes. So I guess kind of clear those, and then this really should be map view, not UI view. And then I can copy this from the other version. I do not smoke, and smoking 12K cigarettes feels like, yeah, see, that's what I'm trying to say is like with alcohol to celebrate, I don't like, it just doesn't kind of work for me anymore. It's like I need a more positive way to do a celebration. I don't know what to do yet. Take a nap for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 seconds. Play a fun riff on the guitar. Hey, that's not a bad idea. I guess usually when I want to celebrate something, I'm already pretty tired. And a lot of things that I like to do, I need energy for, like playing a difficult video game, writing code, playing music. Sometimes I'm even like too tired to like watch TV. Like my brain gets completely dead sometimes. Yeah, I get that too. I asked my coach this question, and she said that just do it with the intention of celebrating. It doesn't matter what it is, it's just that you do something with the intention of celebrating. So I've been trying to work with that. As has not quite yet clicked yet. Yeah, that makes sense. Something that feels like celebration to you. Things that feel like celebration to me, I don't like. I need new ideas. Like, I guess going back to the drinking beer example, which doesn't quite feel good to me anymore. Like, what do I do if drinking beers feels like celebrating, but actually doing it feels like torture? Like, I'll figure it out. Just have not yet figured it out. Haven't figured it out yet. Okay, what was this method? Oh, it's zoom scale stuff. How about adding some badges in the app's about screen? Oh, shit. Oh, shit. That's a very good suggestion. I'm going to drop that in the Discord ideas channel. Oh, I guess with your sub, you get access to the subscriber only channels in the Discord. If you link your Twitch and your your Twitch and your Discord chat accounts. That's the word. Yeah, I get making my own little trophies. That's a great idea. Okay, new stop. Van Cortlandt Park. Okay, highlight all stops. Okay, that did not work. That is not where Van Cortlandt Park is. New stop. Woodlawn. Yeah, something is a little bit off. What's that keyboard? It doesn't look like an Ergo Dex. It is not. It is. It is, I guess, the Korn low profile from Board Source. And then here's all the other, these keycaps. And then the Morioku firmware. But I guess this is the base. They had a purple and I jumped on it. It's my second keyboard from them. I bought 3 from this company total. Yeah, I had some wrist problems. It is. Thank you so much. Okay, I think the problem is with the highlight view because these tap areas work. Like we tap on Van Cortlandt Park, we get it. So the numbers work. It's the highlighting that is not working. So what am I doing wrong here? I did copy paste this code out of the old version. Scaled edge. The edge is twice the radius. So an origin. Yeah, moving the origin over does not feel like the right move. I need to get some persistence in here at some point. Okay, that's still very far from Woodlawn. What kind of keyboard do you use? Oops, I didn't mean to cancel that. This is at 663,181. When I highlight everything, yeah, 663,181. So what's the problem? Why is it so far away? I used the ASIO Cascade Slim. Oh, here it is. That's the 98. Here's a Cascade Slim. Sold out. I do like the Gatoron switches. The 75. Oh. Well, it is pretty. It's much nicer in person. I don't know, it looks pretty nice on their website too. Yeah, the yellows feel so good to me anyway. I don't have a keyboard to put the yellows in though. Because these are all low profile, and the yellows I had were MX. Back in Belgrade, I used the Keychron. I've heard good things about that one. I don't think I can ever go back to slanty keyboards though. I need my column stagger. Oh, why am I... Maybe I don't need to do that. I'm just, yeah, hammering around this forest of code. New stop. Nope, that did not do it. A lot of my colleagues used ErgoDocs and the like, or the Plank, but I never jumped on the split or custom keyboard bandwagon. Yeah, I had to for my wrists. That ended up being a pretty good, I guess, life lesson for me of like everyone's wrists are unique. And if I'm going to get a keyboard, it doesn't have to work for anybody else. It only has to work for me. And I think, turns out there's like a lot of things like that. I guess, especially when it comes to making art, it only has to work for me. If you want to monetize it, I mean, that's kind of a separate ball of wax. But I guess the idea of making something that really works for my body was, I hadn't quite done that to that extent, that the amount of effort I put into all the different keyboards that I tried, all the different software that I tried for keyboards. So I do try to pass that along. Here it is. So what's different? This adjust highlighted thing on the center. Okay. Then we need to adjust that. I guess it doesn't need to be private. And then let's also copy this back in. Build the failed. Oh, it's not supposed to have a close paren there. No, that's still way off. Why is it so far away? This is a nice song. I'm going to add it to my 2025 list. I think I need to work on persistence before I fix this, because making a new stop every time is getting annoying. Okay, now it's all the way over there. So if I do it by 4.5, hey, it worked. It's the little wins, yeah. I guess it kind of feels like a loss. One of the reasons none of the motivations for rebuilding this is that there's like this mystery number to multiply everything by, and it feels weird. Because if I just do all the stops again manually, I can ignore this. I don't know why 4.5 is what I have to multiply everything by. And then how do I want to move this? Do I want to like click and drag it? Do I want to like click again? Oh, I should also highlight it while it's being edited. But let me commit highlight all. Magic numbers are the foundation of great software. Right. So when I'm editing, I also want to show the highlight. So let's see. So that would be in the map wrapper view when we are editing. I guess this could be its own little helper function. Make highlight view for map tab area. Oh, we don't have access to the map view here. Okay, I'll just pass it on in. Pass it on in. So then we can say self.make highlighted view for $0 on map view. So in here we just have the 1. Yeah, and everything else clears it. Does new have an associated? It does. Yeah, let's separate out new also. Let point. Well, I guess we don't know. We don't know that it's a circle yet necessarily. I guess everything's a circle right now. Yeah, everything's a circle right now. We don't need to worry about the future yet. So instead of taking the, oops, just take the point. There we go. And make highlight view for, oh, oops. Supposed to leave that. This is what I want to copy. Okay, new stop. Oh, that's great. That is great. That is where I'm editing. Then you don't forget. And you cancel and you clear. Oh, that is fantastic. Highlight while editing and new. We do these things not because they are easy, but because we thought they would be. Okay, so what is next? I guess persistence. Persistence would be great because I am having to create a new stop every single time. How do I want to store these? I guess that's kind of a big question. I think certainly the default map I still want to ship with the app. But if you're, I don't know, if you don't live in Long Island, you probably don't want the Long Island Railroad clogging up your phone. So maybe you don't want to include everything. So I think my idea was to store this stuff on a server, and then you can download extra maps. And also basically storing it in S3. When I ship the app, I can pre-download the default map and ship that. Or we could just call it here for the day and pick up persistence another time. We did get a ton of stuff done. Yeah, we started with the editing panel today. Yeah, we fixed the limit of the inspector panel. It's now correctly only on the right instead of half and half. Oh yeah, when you create a new stop, you have this filter. You can select the stop that it is, and you can also filter this. All the stops with a 19. There you go. All the parks. Add a cancel button. Yeah, that's nice. You can go back to the kind of the main menu there. Send back the selected map location. Oh, right. This ends up here. And you can click it again to change it. Disable done button. Yeah, you can't save it if everything's not filled in. Tap on a stop to edit it. Where is this? I think there it is, Middletown Road. So we can click on Middletown Road, and now it's available for editing. Highlight all. I mean, there's only one stop at the moment. And highlight when editing and new. Yeah, I guess we saw that here. And then new, if we click on Pelham Bay Parkway, we see where we clicked. Good stuff. I would argue that even if you live in Long Island, you don't want the LIR. The LIR is pretty good. There's a big drinking culture on it, or if you're into that. But it goes to some yummy places to eat. Well, for one, you can take it straight to Flushing. You can take it to Woodside, both great areas for food. And then Murray Hill, and I believe the stop right after that also has some yummy food. I can't speak for anywhere else though. I haven't been past where the subway goes. Oh, I guess except for that one time. Oh, I've been out there twice. It was so yummy. But that was in the before times, before 2020. I hope those restaurants are doing okay. Well, hey everybody, thanks so much for watching, and thanks so much HackML for the subscription. And I'll see you all next Oh, I won't see you next Saturday, actually, because I'm going to the Creator Meetup. Have a great night, everybody.